What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. I know I've been gone for a little while. I haven't really had the time to make a video. I've been super busy with work. Got an interview coming up on Wednesday. Please wish me luck for that. But I gotta, honestly spend the rest of my day today getting prepped for that. But I wanted to come at you guys with a quick video and cover a couple things. First off, where we're sitting at with Bitcoin. As of last night, we came down and touched this $17,500 level. These blue lines are the levels that I'm watching for Bitcoin. There is a chance that we come down to this $16,000 level from this last, run up back of November of 2020. But as you can see, we broke through the high of November 2020 and all the way back down, or I'm sorry, right here, November 2020. So now that we broke below that, and we finally touched this 17.5 mark, personally, I think that this might be the bottom. Anybody out there who's trying to call the top or bottom is just speculating. Nobody knows what's going to happen with the market in the coming weeks or days. But personally, in my opinion, I think we're there. I mean, I don't really believe we're going to drop below this 17.5 mark. We may see some consolidation around here, but I'm thinking we're going to see a recovery here at some point. Probably not, a crazy recovery, but I think we will come back up and touch the $25,000 mark at some point in the coming weeks. If not, hopefully in a couple days. That would be awesome for me. So I did do a little bit of trading yesterday, and I'm still in this trade, but on ALCX, made a nice move, and I was trading it within this range here, and then had money on the side and moved some more in this morning at the about $19 mark. I honestly didn't think it was going to drop below 20, but I think that as last night, it had a very good look for continuation based off of the MACD on my trading view chart and these higher lows that were consistently moving up. And then, of course, this happened after Bitcoin took a big dump down to the November 2020 high. So just FYI, be on the lookout here. This is not advice or not financial advice, but, this is one of the main coins that I'm going to be watching that I think is going to have a recovery and has a great opportunity for a movement to the upside. I mean, this thing, was up as high as $500 when it launched. Of course, this is what's typical of all coins that are launching on Coinbase. They get pumped up prior to the launch and then dumped onto the Coinbase users. But then we saw a nice big recovery from the $180 point all the way up for over 2x return to the $400 mark, and a lot of support, which is now going to become resistance up at this about $90 level. But from that $90 level from here, is a solid, 5x return. So I think long-term ALCX has got a bright future. Okay, so next, I wanted to talk about where I got the money. Because there's a lot of folks that are asking me, where did I just come up with $20,000? They think that, I lied about the loss or it's all a bunch of BS. So let me just touch on that real quick if you didn't catch it in my previous videos. The way I got that money was from the balance transfers to the credit card that I have the outstanding $30,000 on. So, I have always had extremely good credit. I have never missed a payment on any loan or credit card in my life, except actually, no, there was one time I did miss a payment, but it was out of my control where the bill was sent to the wrong address and I didn't know about it. So at that time, that one payment was about 2 months late when I found out by checking Credit Karma, where I was monitoring my credit score. And I do suggest anybody who, has a derogatory mark on their credit history from missing a payment, or you simply just made a mistake, or something happened to you like it did me, where the bill went to the wrong address and you didn't know about it. When I had that late payment, of course I made the payment immediately, but I drafted up a formal, well-written letter to the creditor, asking for forgiveness, to review my credit history, see that I have never missed a payment previously, and then express that this missed payment is not a good reflection of my credit worthiness, and that I would be buying a house soon, and I would really appreciate it if they would consider removing this derogatory mark from my credit history, and they obliged. So that was removed off my credit history, and therefore, on my record, I have 0 late payments or missed payments since I've ever had my very first loan. But because of that, because of having really good credit, I do have access to get money when I need it. So when I got into the position where I lost all my money in Luna, and I have $30,000 outstanding on a credit card that was 0 interest from the past year, that is now coming due, I opened up one new credit card and then used my other 2 credit cards to do balance transfers with their programs, which also have 0 interest for the next, one is 0 to 12 months, 0 interest, the other one's 16 months, and then one is 21 months. So by having 0 interest on those balance transfers, I'm just paying a nominal fee to transfer that money and pay off that credit card, and gives me another year to a year and a half to pay it off. But during that process, because of my credit worthiness, not 2 of the credit cards did not require that it go straight to the payment of that balance transfer, but rather they would deposit into my checking account and then allow me to make the payment myself. So because of that, it gave me some money to use in the short term until that payment was due. That's where the money came from. Obviously very risky to be trading with it, but frankly, nobody who has ever built their own self-wealth did it without taking risks. So it's a risk that I'm taking, and in the beginning, frankly, I wish I would have used all the money after Luna crashed to trade with, because there were like 4 separate times that initial $7,500 I was using, where I turned that into 20,000. I was up like 12,500, and I had the ultimate goal of getting between $25,000 to $30,000 profit, because I felt like where the market was sitting, if I still had 25 to 30,000, I would be able to trade that 25 to 30 up to 100 grand over the next year or two. And so that was my idea of getting a recovery. So I kept trying to hit that target, and I got up to that 12,000 mark, was all out, had everything in cash, but the revenge trader in me, that's never good, grabbed a hold, and I overtraded, lost it, gained it back again. There were like 4 or 5 separate times that I was up over 10 grand and out of the market, where I could have just stepped away and just been happy to have the extra $10,000, but I didn't. And with that, now Bitcoin has crashed down. I've continued to trade in the market. I've been jumping out and back in, and overall, I am unfortunately down about $5,000 overall. But I think we will see a little recovery, and I got some confidence in ALCX here that we'll see a move in the coming days that will get me back to that break-even point. And while, yes, it's been stressful and risky to do over the past 6 weeks, and ultimately may result in just either a net, an even amount of trading, or without any profit, or possibly a little loss. For me, it was worth it because otherwise I'll be saving up from scratch again to build up an account to trade with. So, not financial advice. Everybody do your own thing. What's best for you, but that is one way that you can utilize credit cards to get cash now through these zero interest offers that they have if you have good credit. Now, if you don't have any credit, I do suggest that you start building some credit, and the easiest way to do that is get your first credit card, even if it's only got a credit limit of like $300 or whatever, and just switch your spending from doing it on a debit card or with cash to putting everything on that credit card and then paying it off at the end of each month. Definitely do not carry your expenditures over into the next month without paying it off. That's how people get into bad credit card debt. But by just switching your spending to that card and then paying it off consistently every single month, that will help build your credit. And then along with a good income and a good history of making your payments, eventually you'll have a higher credit card limit, and then ultimately can apply for these zero interest type offers. So definitely a good thing to start building your credit if you don't have any, or even if you need to repair your credit. Getting a credit card and paying it off every single month is a good way to start. So back to crypto. I was thinking the other day how crazy this is, and I wonder how many people out there know it. But when it comes to the market cap of crypto versus the market cap of the entire stock market, I mean, crypto's got a market cap of about, what is it right now? Current market cap of crypto, which is down 11% since this dump with Bitcoin, but is currently at $796 billion. The market cap of the entire stock market back in 2020 was the last I saw a record of it, was about 93 trillion. So that means that cryptocurrency's market cap as a whole is less than 1% of what's in the stock market. Think about that, because that's where all the big money is sitting, in the stock market. And imagine when these big hedge funds, really wealthy old money who have avoided cryptocurrency like the plague, ultimately decide, okay, cryptocurrency is a real thing. I need to move 5% of my portfolio into crypto because it's a high risk but high return investment, and I'm missing the boat as we watch Bitcoin go to new all-time highs. Right? So if you got 5% of the stock market move its funds to crypto, it's going to like 6 to 7x the market cap of crypto. And depending on which coins that goes in, that could mean a 5 to 10x on a specific coin, or even higher if it all goes, directed to a handful of coins. So, that's just something to keep in mind, that cryptocurrency really still is in its infancy as far as the investing world. There's tons of potential, and I think by the time we get to 2025, we are going to have one of the greatest opportunities, or from now till 2025. Now is one of the best opportunities that we're going to see in our lifetime as far as investment and a transfer of wealth. So you might have saw as it flashed through a second ago, one of the other things I was going to present here was, for those who think my video was just a bunch of fugazi, was just a lie, that I didn't actually lose the money, or that, obviously if I'm able to come up with $20,000 to trade with, that, I'm, fed from a silver spoon, and I'm just given money and blessed with all this, privilege. Well, I'm not. Okay. I came from a blue collar family. My mother and father worked extremely hard to ensure that me and my sisters all had, a warm meal and every night and clothes on our backs. But we didn't come from a privileged lifestyle. We came from a under $100,000 a year home income growing up. Now I'm sure it's different now, but nonetheless, in the late 90s, it was, not an easy time. My dad worked a ton of overtime to ensure we were all taken care of. But, I built my wealth myself. And so when I lost that $100,000, while some think it's a lot and some think it's just a drop in the bucket, for me, it was a lot of money. It did hurt. And for those of you who don't think it actually happened, here you go. Here's my current tax report through this year that shows my capital gains or capital losses through May, through June. So at one point it was down to, 77,000. So obviously, there were points where I was up. I was up about 26 grand this year. Last year I finished the year up about $21,000 using the highest in first out method. I did, there's about 22,000 trades. I know that sounds like a lot, but yeah, I did a lot of trading. And then, yes, for this year, capital gains currently sitting at a negative $69,000. And this isn't fully updated because I don't know where it's getting this current value from, but it's been a couple weeks since I went in here and imported all of my information. So anyways, this is cryptotrader.tax. This is a great service for doing your crypto taxes each year. I'm not sponsored by them. This isn't, hey, CryptoTax, if you want to sponsor me, let me know. I definitely would take it. But this is not a sponsored video. This is just, what I use to do my taxes, because you'll find a lot of the tax softwares out there like TurboTax, for example. If you have more than, I think, like 100 trades or 200 trades or something in the year, maybe it's 500, I don't know, or even 1,000, then it won't let you import them directly from Coinbase or Binance or whatever. You need one of these services to be able to import your trades. So it cost me, I think, like $300 last year to get the reports. But this is a great service for, doing your taxes and getting accurate capital gains. Back to Bitcoin. Let's see where we're at. Oh, okay, we got a little bounce up here in the past. By the way, this is Saturday, June 16th, about 5:45 p.m., just so you know. But it looks like we got a decent little bounce back up here, and maybe seeing a slight recovery here on ALCX, which will be good. All we need is one of those big whales to come in and come back to finish up the pump that they started, and get me back into the profit. So anyhow, I wanted to touch on that, prove to y'all that the loss did happen. And mind you, while it doesn't say $100,000, you have to keep in mind that I had, $20-something thousand of gains in the first part of the year. And not all of it, it also, I'm using a good method for tax purposes with the highest in first out, to kind of offset some of those capital gains. So with that, you know what? I got to get back to working on my interview and prepping for that. So hopefully you found this video informational. Once I get done with this interview, hopefully I get the job. Please pray for me on that. I get moved back to North Carolina with my kid and my girl. I will get set up and bring some fresh and entertaining content for you guys. I am thinking about, I made that one video saying if I get 1,000 likes, I'll do the craziest body transformation you ever seen. Screw the 1,000 likes, because I don't know if I'm going to get there, but once things calm down and I have a chance to breathe, I will do that transformation, because frankly, I hate being in the shape that I'm in. I'm not vain or anything, but personally, I feel so much better when I'm in the gym every day. And I haven't been. I've been glued to this trading and to work. So I need to find some time to work on myself, which, when I work on myself physically, I feel better on the inside. It helps me think better. I do better overall. So with that, always remember to start your day with getting your mind right. Never trade more than you can afford to lose. No Shirt Gang for life. Thank you for the support. Be sure to like, share, comment. And if you need to reach out to me, you can reach me at overleveragedyt@gmail.com. I try to monitor it at least every couple days, and if there's someone in there that's looking for help or whatever, I'll do my best to respond. Just bear with me because I am super busy in my personal life. So with that, thanks everybody. Catch you next time.